Despite his accomplishments as a professional athlete, Mike Tyson's personal life has been difficult since day one. But who gave him the idea to keep tigers as pets? It wasn't Joe Exotic. Keep watching to find out. It seems Mike Tyson didn't have the easiest start in life. He had a tough childhood where he often found himself getting into trouble. According to Bleacher Report, the boxer's father abandoned him when he was only 2 years old, and living in a high-crime area in Brooklyn, Tyson had to learn to fight at an early age. He discussed the difficulties of his upbringing during an episode of the Hot Boxin' with Mike Tyson podcast.
That's all we did in Brooklyn, is fight. Fight, fight, fight. You did this, you did that. I didn't do it. Fight, fight.
He told Valuetainment things got so bad that he, quote, must have had like 3 fights, 4 fights a day, adding, I was fighting the kid, then fighting their fathers. Tyson also claimed in his book, Undisputed Truth, that by age 11, he had already tried cocaine, and by age 13, he had been arrested 38 times. He dished on the Impulsive podcast that those charges stemmed from a wide range of offenses.
Burglaries. I wasn't running in that house. I did burglaries, jostling, pickpocket, snatching jewelry, one-punch knockout, going in the pocket, or strong-arm robbery.
Yet the boxer did admit that he hated disappointing his mother.
I didn't want to let my mother down. My mother really did a lot.
Yeah.
Always going to police station and get my ass out of it.
Sadly, she died when Tyson was only 16. He once said, via Bleacher Report, I never saw my mother happy with me and proud of me. She only knew me as being a wild kid running the streets. At just 21 years old, Mike Tyson married actor Robin Givens in 1988. The marriage proved to be a disaster, ending in divorce the following year, with Givens accusing Tyson of abuse. While describing her marriage to Tyson, Givens told Barbara Walters, "It's been torture, pure hell, worse than anything I could possibly imagine."
He shakes, he pushes, he swings. Sometimes I think he's trying to scare me.
Tyson, for his part, admitted to the abuse, but during an appearance on the Oprah Winfrey Show, he also put some blame on Givens.
I have stalked her before, and she stalked me before as well, but it was just that kind of relationship.
Years after their divorce, Givens was still reeling from the relationship. She claimed Tyson slandered her on podcasts, and in his book, Undisputed Truth, in 2020, the U.S. Sun reported that she even sent him a cease and desist aimed at preventing him from depicting her negatively in his future film biopic. A letter from Givens' attorney stated, while she has attempted to move on, she still finds herself fighting the abusive, demeaning, and false accounts of their relationship by Mr. Tyson nearly 35 years later. In 1992, Mike Tyson was convicted of rape after being arrested the year before in July. According to Newsweek, college student Desiree Washington claimed that the boxer sexually assaulted her after he invited her back to his hotel room at the Canterbury Hotel in Indianapolis. She had met him earlier at a rehearsal for the Miss Black America pageant in which she was competing. Washington went to the emergency room the following day and reported the assault to the police. Tyson's trial was arguably a media circus and dominated headlines at the time. It eventually ended with him being convicted of 1 count of rape, 1 count of criminal confinement, and 2 counts of criminal deviant conduct. The athlete was sentenced to 10 years in prison, although he went on to serve only 3 years. He also had to pay a $30,000 fine and register as a sex offender for life. Despite being convicted, Tyson told the judge before his sentencing, "I have not raped anyone, tried to rape anyone by any means. I'm sorry for Miss Washington as a person. I by no means meant to hurt her." And he hasn't changed his tune. He wrote in his memoir, Undisputed Truth, "I did not rape Desiree Washington. She knows it, God knows it, and the consequences of her actions are something that she's got to live with for the rest of her life." Mike Tyson wasn't only unapologetic toward the woman he was convicted of sexually assaulting, but he also bragged about enjoying his punishment for it. Once he found himself in prison, a fate most would find terrifying, Tyson seemed to find it rather amusing.
I thought this was the worst thing that could happen to a human being. I only did 3 years of my life, and I had a ball in prison.
Tyson also admitted in his book, Undisputed Truth, that through fan visits he was, quote, having so much sex that I was too tired to even go to the gym. The Brooklyn native did tell Vlad TV, "I got in trouble like the first 6 months, cursing, getting written up." Tyson would go on to reveal that over time his experience in prison would improve in ways one might not expect.
Next thing you know, I'm dating one of the council workers now. She's letting me have sex with her now, so I'm going good.
He added that this relationship helped him earn his GED, which took time off his sentence. On Hotboxin', Tyson revealed that this wasn't his only sexual encounter with a woman who worked at the prison, adding,
And anybody gave me what I want. I was just a pig.
Things were so good that he claimed on Sit Down with Michael Franzese, "When I did that 3 years, I didn't want to leave." Mike Tyson was involved in one of the most infamous moments in sports history when he bit off a piece of fellow boxer Evander Holyfield's right ear during a 1997 fight. The boxers were competing for the WBA World Heavyweight Championship before Tyson was disqualified following the incident. Tyson later told Fox News that he did it because Holyfield had hit him with a headbutt.
I bit him because I wanted to kill him. I was really mad about my head being bumped and everything. And I really lost consciousness of the whole fight.
The boxer was not only disqualified from that fight, but was also fined $3 million and banned from boxing for 18 months, according to ESPN. It probably didn't help that after the biting, Tyson kept fighting, even reportedly swinging at the police officer who entered the ring amidst the chaos. Tyson acknowledged that incident in his book, Undisputed Truth, saying, "I was still trying to get at him. I had 50 people on me, and I was still fighting the cops." Mike Tyson struggled with addiction for most of his life. According to the U.S. Sun, at the height of his drug use, Tyson would engage in dangerous behavior like attempting to fight a gorilla in a zoo or walking his tigers around shirtless. He admitted on the podcast Eddie Hearn, No Passion, No Point, in 2020, "Cocaine was a hell of a drug, and back then, I was out of my mind living crazy." Tyson's addiction also impacted his career. Not only did he write in his book, Undisputed Truth, that he was high on cocaine and marijuana during some fights, but also that he, quote, "had to use my whizzer, which was a fake penis where you put in someone's clean urine to pass your drug test." In 2016, he revealed on In Depth with Graham Bensinger that he was even high on cocaine while shooting the movie The Hangover.
They had to know I was messed up. I couldn't even talk, I had the cocaine talk.
These days, Tyson admits to using marijuana and psychedelic toad venom. He told the New York Post that the latter led him to see the world in a completely different way. Mike Tyson was once one of the richest athletes in the world, yet he eventually managed to blow his $400 million fortune and had to declare bankruptcy in 2003. It seems that Tyson splurged on lavish and probably unnecessary purchases like pet tigers costing $70,000 each. Then there was the $2 million bathtub he gifted ex-wife Robin Givens, his $173,000 diamond chain, and the $410,000 birthday party, not to mention the Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Bentleys he owned. Let's also not forget, Tyson had expensive illegal habits like cocaine and sex workers.
I was a prostitute hunter.
Then there were Tyson's legal fees and fines from his multiple arrests, as well as 2 very expensive divorces, which, according to sportscasting, cost him over $16 million. The boxer also blames those who used him for money, saying during a 2013 conference, "I can't even call them leeches. That's too decent of a word." Despite it all, the boxer has no regrets about spending. He explained, "I didn't spare any quarters, any nickels, or dimes either. I'm not regretful for that in no means whatsoever." Mike Tyson has never denied being unfaithful to his wives. The boxer has been married 3 times, to Robin Givens, Monica Turner, and to his current wife, Lakia Kiki Spicer, whom he wed in 2009. While Tyson's romance with Givens was extremely rocky, it seems his union with Turner was specifically troubled due to cheating. Turner cited in her divorce complaint that Tyson, quote, "committed adultery during the marriage, and such adultery has neither been forgiven nor condoned." Tyson even admitted in his book, Undisputed Truth, "She had had enough of my fooling around because I sure did a lot of it. Calling to tell her I had AIDS probably didn't help either." In 2020, he told T.I. on his podcast, Expeditiously, that despite being married for over a decade, he hadn't cheated on Spicer in 2 years. He explained how it's something he's struggled with. "I'm not faithful enough. I'm just not that kind of guy. I don't care about nobody or nothing more than my How am I going to be faithful to somebody?" However, the boxer may finally be turning over a new leaf. He told T.I. that he sees women a lot differently now. While he admitted that he viewed women as objects when he was younger, he added, "At this stage in my life, they're my teachers." Mike Tyson has always been a self-proclaimed animal lover, but at one point, he owned actual tigers. Many would argue that keeping large exotic animals as pets in captivity is wrong. The boxer explained how he got his tigers, telling Fat Joe via Instagram Live that he got the idea in jail after talking to a friend who was interested in trading cars for horses. He recalled him saying, "They have some nice tigers and lions. If you got one of those, that would be cool in your Ferrari." I said, "Yeah, that would be true. Why don't you order me a couple?" These days, Tyson regrets purchasing his cubs, admitting it was irresponsible. He revealed, "I'm just happy I educated myself. It was late, but I educated myself. I was doing the wrong. I shouldn't have had them in my house, believing they were domesticated. I was wrong." He also acknowledged how unsafe it was, saying, "There's no way you can domesticate these cats 100%. There's no way that's gonna happen." During an interview with GQ Sports, he said that he had to put down one of his tigers when she got old and unhealthy. He also claimed that she ripped somebody's arm off. On Hot Boxin' with Mike Tyson, the boxer admitted that he had a big ego when he got his tigers, but he added that his sense of insecurity also made owning the animals alluring to him.
I wanted something that ferocious to love me.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration's 24/7 national helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-4357.